Hey friend, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am life coach and licensed therapist Robin May, and over here I am committed to helping you elevate not just what you do, although what you do is important. I'm committed to helping you elevate who you are. We do that through so many ways, and this channel is one of those ways. Over here, we're taking responsibility for what is our stuff, and we're releasing the stuff that isn't, so that we can continue to live our lives intentionally, fully engaged. Okay. Let me tell y'all what happened. So last week I did a live celebrating my birthday. I turned 50 last week. Thank you for all the birthday love and all the birthday shout outs. It might have been almost 2 weeks ago now. And in honor of my birthday, I did an Instagram live where I just put all my business out there, honey. I talked about what I would tell 25-year-old Robin. I talked about the 3 primary things I have learned this year. I talked about all these really tough lessons I learned about myself. I have seen myself in a way this year and the areas of growth that I have than I ever have before. I kept stressing to you all, I know I'm amazing and great and all that good stuff. And I'm saying that jokingly, although I am amazing, but I'm saying that jokingly because a lot of times when you point out areas of growth, they're like, no, you're amazing, you're great. We all are amazing and great, and we also have areas of growth. And to ignore that will cause you not to continue to elevate. And I want you to elevate. The Bible says, strip off the weight that so easily entangles you. And in order to strip off the weight, you have to acknowledge the weight. You have to acknowledge it. And some of that stuff is just your stuff, honey. Some of that stuff is not everybody else's. And so I did this whole live on Instagram. Then I edited out some of the dynamics of that Instagram live, uploaded it over here on YouTube to share with all of you. Well, can I just be real? The live was so long as I was editing it and we listened to it. We sent it to the guy who edited it for us, And I went back because I was getting ready to send a snippet of it to one of my girlfriends because I was talking about her in it. And I wanted her to hear me because I needed to tell her how much I love her. And I went to go listen to it, and I realized the whole part where I was talking about what I have learned in friendship was not on there. You all missed all of that. And that is too important for you to miss. And so instead of giving you a whole new video, I am just going to bring that information back over here on YouTube so that you can hear it. So coming up now is going to seem very abrupt. It's going to feel like, wait, what are we talking about? That's why I'm doing this whole intro. In this video, I shared all the lessons that I've learned. And when I got to the friendship part, that was not included. So I'm just going to share that little snippet and I will be back. If you want to watch the full video, I'll link it in the description so you can watch the full video for further context. All right, here is what I have learned this year when it comes to friendship. I learned a lot about relationships this year. And I thought that one of my core values had changed. Friendship is a core value for me. And I had decided that maybe it wasn't any longer. But what I realized is no, friendship is still a core value for me. I just didn't have the capacity to show up as a friend in the way that I normally have. And so I felt disappointed in me. I have needed to lean on relationships and friends in a way that I've never had to this year, in a way I have never had to, and in a way I would never ask. I would never ask people to show up for me in the way some people have shown up for me this year. I'll come back. I'll come back to Addicted to Complicated. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do another live about that, or I'll do a quick video about it and I'll come back. So I thought my core value of friendship had changed. It didn't change. How I'm able to show up as a friend this year changed. This year has been hard. And so I did not have the capacity to be the kind of friend that I have been in the past. And that has made me feel like I was a problem. But it wasn't that I was a problem. I just needed my friends in a way that I didn't need them before. And so I've had to be vulnerable this year in a way that I've never had to be before. So you got to have that crew, those friends who you know gonna hold you down, even when you can't show up for them in the same way. That's what I've learned this year. I almost lost a friend this year because my stress response is to avoid and to not put myself on blast too much, because I ain't telling y'all all this. And not to put her on blast. But I almost lost a friend because I had made a commitment that I did not keep. And my stress response is to avoid. And so it caused my integrity to be put into question because I did not communicate to this friend that I wasn't going to be able to keep the commitment. And I knew I needed to say something. But I was avoiding. The friend had to call me and had to say, hey, friend, you made this commitment. What's up? And I just had to fall on the sword. And I had to say, I dropped the ball. And I can't show up in that way. And I committed to show up. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There are no excuses. It wasn't even the fact that I couldn't show up. I couldn't keep my commitment. It was that I didn't communicate that I couldn't keep my commitment. And this friend showed me so much compassion. She showed me so much compassion, and I felt so much shame and so much guilt that I wish I could play her voice note to me. She left me a voice note and she said, Robin, you're doing this to yourself. I have forgiven you. I have shared vulnerably how I've done the same thing in the past. I've said how I'm grateful to be able to show up for you in this way. You are beating yourself up now, and I can't fix that for you. Woo! Her compassion towards me proved her to be a safe space that I pray I can be that for other people. But it showed me how my stress response causes me to avoid. I learned a lot about friendship this year. I will say I also learned that I prefer deep connections and I need non-complicated friendships. Now, non-complicated doesn't mean you don't have the tough conversations. Like that friend had to have a tough conversation with me. But I can't do friendships that don't start off with the benefit of the doubt, that don't assume the best, or that can't have tough conversations. And that's okay. I have learned that everybody doesn't want to be that. But if we can't start off with assuming the best, if we can't start off with the benefit of the doubt, if we can't have tough conversations, I just realize where I have to place that friendship. It don't mean we can't be girls. Hey, girl, what's up? Hey, you doing okay? But those deep relationships, we got to assume the best. We got to give the benefit of the doubt, and we got to be able to have those tough conversations. All right, I hope that helped you. I hope you got some insight. I hope you could see yourself in some ways, or maybe not in that particular situation, but maybe it allowed you to start thinking about how you might show up in friendship, how you show up when you're overwhelmed, what you need from friendship, what is okay and what is not okay in friendship. Another thing that might be interesting to you, in my podcast, Intentional Conversations with Robin May and Friends, I think I did about 5 episodes on the topic of friendship, and I'll tell you that season and the episodes in the description. Again, I hope this encouraged you, and if it did, send it to your girlfriends and say, hey, this part of what Robin said I agree with, this part I didn't. Let's talk about it, because it could really spark some beautiful conversations. All right, friend, I'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like it, share it, so that we can move it up the algorithm. I appreciate you.